guaranteed somebody made a call. Hey, I think Bay Zoo here, bro. Hey, Bay Zoo here, bro. 3 men hospitalized after South Lawndale shooting, police say. 3 men were shot around 3 p.m. Saturday in a park hospital.
New footage just dropped, and the whole internet's losing it. The clip supposedly shows some of Lil Durk's own people hanging with dudes linked to THF Zoo's murder. And man, it's got everybody in pure disbelief, from O Block to the suburbs. People can't tell what's real or fake, but one thing's for sure. Something serious is brewing behind the scenes. So here's how it all went down and who might have really put the target on Zoo's back. October 25th, 2025, around 3 p.m. Just another Saturday in Chicago, where people were cooling off, hitting licks, and staying out the way. But for Da Vinci, THF Bezo Collier, a 35-year-old drill rapper and longtime soldier in Lil Durk's OTF family, that chill day turned deadly fast. Zoo wasn't out there wilding or moving reckless. Nah, he pulled up to a pick and...
Yo, it's your boy King Yella, man. Bezo was shot 2 times in the chest, man. Yesterday, man. We had people posting like he passed away yesterday. Had people posting like he was in stable condition, people like he was in critical. But now today I wake up and see everybody saying rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace, man. And I know this done broke a lot of y'all hearts, man.
Pulled junkyard in Little Village, South Lawndale, right off the 3100 block of South St. Louis Avenue, just trying to grab some parts for his whip. No Instagram Live, no flexing, no diss tracks, just a grown man doing normal stuff like any of us would. But the streets, they don't care how regular your day is. When someone wants your head, they'll find you anywhere. The grocery store, gas station, even a dusty junkyard. And what happened next was cold-blooded execution, straight military precision. Witnesses say a mystery car rolled through that lot like it had GPS coordinates locked in. No random shootout, no spur-of-the-moment beef. This was planned, calculated, the kind of hit where somebody had done their homework. They knew exactly where Zoo was gonna be, and they came ready to finish it. Zoo wasn't alone, though. He had 2 homies with him, one 39, the other 42. When the ops pulled up and started letting the choppers sing, bro, they turned that junkyard into a war zone. Over 100 rounds lit up that lot. Yeah, over 100. Not 10, not 20. A whole 100 bullets flying through the air like a real-life Call of Duty mission. Crime scene techs later picked up 20 rifle casings and 19 9mm shells scattered across the concrete like confetti after a nightmare. Every casing told the same story. These dudes wanted Zoo gone bad. 5 different cars parked in that lot ended up looking like Swiss cheese. Metal shredded, glass blown out, the whole place torn up. These shooters weren't coming to scare anybody. They came to erase a target. Zoo took multiple rounds straight to the stomach and chest, bullets ripping through vital organs and arteries so bad that even the best trauma doctors would have struggled to save him. His 2 boys got hit too. The 42-year-old caught shots in his arm, back, and side, while the 39-year-old was listed in fair condition. All 3 were rushed to Mount Sinai Hospital, but the word on the street spread fast. Zoo was in critical shape and it wasn't looking good. Then came the footage, and that's when things went viral fast, raw, uncut, and hard to watch. The video showed the exact moment the car rolled up and started firing. You could literally see people ducking for cover, bodies hitting the ground, chaos everywhere. It looked like a full-on ambush. News outlets like ABC7 and Times Now refused to show it because of how graphic it was. But social media didn't care. The clip spread across X and YouTube in hours, stacking thousands of views with RIP Zoo captions and warnings for graphic content. But by then, it was too late. The internet had already turned it into a case study on street politics and betrayal. When Zoo arrived at Mount Sinai, doctors said he was in critical condition, and that's putting it lightly. Word from insiders close to OTF told hip-hop blogs that Zoo had basically flatlined at the scene or right after. His heart stopped, his body started shutting down, and for a moment it looked like death had claimed another Chicago legend. But somehow, those EMTs weren't ready to give up. They fought like hell in that ambulance, performing CPR, shocking his chest, and by some miracle, they managed to bring him back. They resuscitated Big Homie on the way to the hospital, but it was only temporary, a cruel tease of hope before the inevitable caught up. Inside the ER, doctors and nurses were working nonstop. throwing every trick in the book to keep him alive. They hooked him to machines, pumped him full of blood through transfusions, trying to replace everything his body had lost. It was a scene of desperation, with medical staff racing against time, blood bags hanging, alarms blaring, and the cold truth setting in. Zoo's body had taken too much damage. Every second counted, but even with all their efforts, it was like trying to hold back a flood with bare hands. The streets were already in mourning before the hospital even made an announcement. People who'd known Zoo since his OTF come-up were posting tributes, sharing clips of old performances, and writing messages like, "You ain't deserve to go like that." The energy was heavy, betrayal, revenge, confusion, all mixing into one storm that's now tearing through Chicago's drill scene. Zoo was slipping away and nothing, absolutely nothing, could stop it. The word spread like wildfire, and within minutes, Mount Sinai's waiting area turned into a war zone of emotions. Around 30 people rushed up there. Family, homies from the block, OTF soldiers, THF affiliates. Everybody desperate to see Zoo one last time before the unthinkable happened. The hallways were packed, people pacing, praying, arguing, crying, all while the man they loved was fighting for his life just a few feet away. His baby mama pulled up first, tears already streaming down her face. Then came Tiffany, his main lady, the older woman who had been holding him down through everything. And that's when things got heated. Folks nearby said it got tense between the two, grief and love clashing in the worst possible way. Emotions were flying, voices were raised, and people had to step in before it turned ugly. But that's real life. When someone you love is slipping away, pain and confusion hit hard and everyone reacts different. It wasn't drama, it was heartbreak in raw form. By the time the sun started setting, the hospital staff gathered Zoo's family in a quiet room. You could feel the dread in the air. Everyone knew what was coming, but nobody wanted to hear it. The doctors broke the news that shattered every heart in that building. Zoo was brain dead. His brain had gone too long without oxygen. Even if the machines kept his body going, he was gone. The man known as THF Bezo, the rapper, the father, the loyal friend, the soldier, had already crossed over. All that was left was a body being kept alive by wires and machines, a painful illusion of life that only made things worse for those who loved him. Zoo's mama, man, that woman's pain could break the toughest heart. No mother should ever have to make that kind of decision. To her, that man lying in that hospital bed wasn't a street legend or a drill figure. He was still her baby boy. No matter how grown he'd become or how wild the streets had been, she still saw her son, the same kid she once tucked into bed. Doctors tried explaining everything gently, saying his body was only moving because of the machines, that there was zero chance he'd ever wake up. But try telling that to a mother who refuses to believe her son's gone. It was agony, pure, human agony. One by one, friends and family stepped into that room to say their last goodbyes. You could hear the sobs, the whispered prayers, the quiet, "I love you, bro" moments as people leaned over his bed. Some couldn't even speak, just stood there, staring, hoping maybe he'd blink, move, something. But deep down, everyone knew. The heartbeat showing on that monitor wasn't real life anymore. It was just a rhythm of machines trying to keep a spirit that had already left. Then came the longest night of their lives. Hours passed in silence, broken only by crying and the hum of hospital machines. And when the early morning hours of October 26th hit, the family made the impossible choice. It was time to let him go. After hours of gut-wrenching talk and countless tears, Zoo's family finally gave the word to remove life support. The machines were powered down, the artificial breathing stopped, and the room fell into that awful heavy quiet that follows death. Da Vinci THF Bezo Collier, 35 years old, father to 7, rapper, real one, and a product of Chicago's hardest streets, was officially gone. The time of death hit the record, and just like that, another piece of the city's soul faded away. According to sources close to the scene, Zoo's heart stopped for good around 7 p.m. on October 25th, 2025. Chicago took another heartbreaking L that night. Another talent, another father, another brother lost to the madness. News of his death broke across social media within minutes, and the confusion was instant. Chicago scene pages on X were dropping updates left and right. One popular Spot News account posted that Zoo had passed, then deleted it minutes later to verify the info. Other accounts claimed he was still critical. Some said he pulled through. The internet was flooded with mixed reports, a mess of hope and denial all swirling together. For a few short hours, fans were clinging to any sign that he might make it, but by nightfall, the truth couldn't be hidden anymore. Then came the confirmation that hit like a punch to the chest. Duty Low, one of Zoo's closest brothers in OTF, broke his silence with an Instagram tribute that said it all without spelling it out. A single picture, a few words, and you could feel the loss through the screen. The caption didn't need to say RIP. Everyone knew what it meant. The city felt it. The block felt it. The whole hip-hop scene felt it. Another soldier gone too soon. Other OTF and THF members started flooding social media, posting voice notes, clips, and messages that hit straight in the gut. You could feel the grief in every post, that hollow numbness that comes when you lose another soldier in the war zone called Chicago. THF. Rome dropped a raw audio message, breaking down how numb they'd all become to death. He said it plain. We done lost a big face out of THF, and it don't even feel real no more. That line had everyone quiet because it summed up exactly what life in the trenches does to you. When losing people starts feeling normal, that's when you know something's deeply broken. And here's where it gets even darker. Lil Durk, the boss himself, and is sitting in a federal cell fighting hit different. The video was only a few minutes long, filmed from his crib, casual as ever. He's rocking a black OTF hoodie, red cup in hand, chain glinting under the light. He's talking to the camera, voice steady but tired. That classic mix of drill bravado and quiet exhaustion. Looking back now, it almost feels prophetic. He was calling out his ops directly, saying, I know they watching, but I ain't hiding. Zoo spoke about get back like he already knew how deep the game went. You could see it in his eyes, the understanding that every move had consequences. He knew exactly how street math worked. Every action brings a reaction, every disrespect gets repaid, and in Chicago, debts don't expire. They get paid in blood no matter how much time passes. Zoo wasn't naive. He knew his name carried weight and he knew he had targets watching, but he made it clear. He wasn't about to live scared. He refused to let fear keep him locked inside, even if that choice would be the one that took him out. That's what made the video so haunting. You could sense that he knew what was coming. When CPD responded to the scene, they classified the shooting as targeted gang-related. And by October 27, 2025, 2 days after the hit, there were still no arrests. The investigation got handed to CPD's Gang Intelligence Unit, but anyone from the city knows what that means. These cases rarely get solved. Witnesses stay silent, cameras malfunction, and the no snitching code rules everything. Even people who were right there watching it unfold will swear they ain't see nothing. But that's the thing about Chicago. The streets always talk, even when mouths stay shut. And the talk? It was wild. Word spread quick about who might have been behind the hit, and by the time the weekend ended, one name kept popping up, a set of the Black Disciples from around 71st and Wabash known as Bash v. Crazy. According to multiple street voices on X and other corners of the internet, this wasn't random. This was payback. They say it tied back to the February 2024 murder of a BD member named Man, who himself was allegedly hit for killing THF-TP, one of Zoo's close brothers from THF. If that's true, then Zoo's death was another bloody page in an endless revenge cycle, each hit leading to the next, tit for tat, stretching years back. THF-TP got dropped in early 2024. Man allegedly got clapped a few months later, and now, 8 months after that, Bay Zoo, one of THF's most respected faces, got executed in broad daylight, all to even the score. It's a chain reaction that never ends. Everybody just sparks another. Theories were flying all over social media that somebody dropped Zoo's low, meaning they snitched on his location to the ops. That rumor spread fast and heavy, with fans dissecting everything from phone pings to Instagram stories, trying to figure out who set him up. Some pointed at inside beef, saying it had to be someone close to him. Others claimed it was pure street revenge, just the cycle doing what it always does. Either way, the streets weren't buying that it was random. Someone knew exactly where Zoo was, and that kind of precision only comes from betrayal. Authentic drill was never meant to be polished or polite. It's supposed to be real, raw, and straight from the soul. That's exactly why Zoo's track hit so deep. It was aggressive, fearless, and full of that proud street energy. Two brothers spitting about surviving the system that swallows so many from their side of town. Fans felt it in every bar, every breath. The honesty, the pain, the celebration of still being alive when so many of their homies weren't. That record didn't just slap, it meant something. It was real life on a beat. But with that freedom came a price. Zoo was slapped with a 4-year house arrest order, complete with an ankle monitor. 4 whole years stuck in one spot. While his brothers were out touring, hitting festivals, building their brands, and stacking money, Zoo was confined to the crib. His studio was his living room. He could record tracks, sure, but he couldn't move how the game required. Couldn't hit shows, couldn't network, couldn't soak in the energy of fans chanting his name. That kind of restriction can crush a man's momentum, and for Zoo, it meant watching others shine while he stayed in the shadows. But even through all that, Zoo stayed solid, loyal to the bone. He never turned bitter or jealous. He never threw shade or tried to switch camps. Nah, he kept giving credit to his big bro, Lil Durk. Zoo always said Durk was feeding the trenches, helping the ones who couldn't help themselves, paying legal fees, putting money on books, helping families of locked up members, and keeping hope alive for the ones still trying to make it out. And Zoo didn't post about it for clout. That loyalty was real, built from surviving the same dark nights and ducking the same bullets. Their bond was forged in struggle, the kind that can't be broken by distance or fame. By the time Zoo hit his mid-30s, he stood out from most in Chicago drill. He was like a living time capsule, an OG who had somehow dodged death long enough to understand what the game really cost. At 35, he was considered old in drill years, but that was an accomplishment in itself. He'd seen too many of his peers buried before 25, either to the grave, the pen, or emotional numbness so deep that it might as well be death. Surviving that long in the trenches wasn't luck. It was wisdom, patience, and pain all wrapped into one man. People who knew Zoo personally said he was full of contradictions, quiet but powerful, intimidating but kind. He had that calm energy that made people listen when he spoke, stoic but full of heart, generous to a fault, always showing love to those who needed it. Duty Low once said Zoo was the glue that held THF together, the dude who'd pay for funerals out of pocket, make sure fallen homies' families got help, and still find time to mentor the younger guys. He wasn't chasing fame or trying to trend, he was trying to make sure his people were straight. That's rare energy these days. By late 2024, Zoo's house arrest finally ended, and it felt like a new chapter. For the first time in years, he could move freely, touch the streets again, feel the city he loved, and instead of diving back into chaos, he got focused. He was building his team, lining up producers, and piecing together what was supposed to be his first official solo project. The man was ready to show the world what he could do when he wasn't locked down. His sound was maturing, his mindset was shifting, and people around him said he was talking more about building than beefing. But Zoo wasn't just about music anymore. He was about legacy. He had 7 kids and was serious about being a father, trying to give them what he never had. His relationship with Tiffany, his longtime partner, kept him grounded, giving him that rare peace the streets can't offer. And get this, Zoo was even coaching youth baseball, giving young boys a different path to follow. Imagine that, a drill legend turning into a coach, showing the next generation there's more to life than blocks and beef. It was redemption in motion. Even while balancing everything, the family, the set, the music, Zoo still carried that code of loyalty that had defined him from day one. He wanted to make it out, but he wasn't gonna turn his back on where he came from. He was trying to do what seemed impossible, stay real while chasing a clean future, a dream that so many from his world never get to see through. And now, with everything that's happened, Zoo's story hits harder than ever. It's a reminder of how thin that line really is between redemption and ruin in this game. His journey showed both sides, the glory and the pain, the OG energy that inspired, and the system that never stopped hunting him down. Like this video if you're still rocking with real stories from the trenches, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this, because Zoo's legacy deserves to be heard.